Okay, hello and welcome back to the Cronecast at the Rising Moon. My name is Elaine, and on this channel, I do pick a card readings. I do active magic, candle magic readings. I also do astrological readings by the sign, by the month. And what I have for you today, though, is the Spirit Guide Monthly. I have 4 piles in a pick a card. It is a slightly different setup. I added in another table in here simply because I had so many decks. But again, my name is Elaine. This is the Cronecast at the Rising Moon. This is divine messages brought to you in the Spirit Guide Monthly. What do you need to know for the month of November 2021? Hey, don't forget to look for your career and love readings under your astrological sign. Let's get started here. I'm going to see how much light I need. I did change my setup ever so slightly. I almost stepped on a spooky dog toy, so that would have been a fun audio clip to add in there. We should just be able to get going without a gajillion different things going on here. The only thing is that I do have to reach for everything kind of impressively, so I will be leaning towards the camera at first. Is it in the frame or do I need to drop it? I'm going to have to drop this a little bit, guys. I beg your pardon. We're going to turn on the light. It's not bouncing as much as I thought it would. Take it down one, see if that helps. As usual, it takes the full 10 seconds to catch up with me. Don't forget the fortune cookie card for my piles. Remember, we have an angel answer card and a fortune cookie card. And I actually finally did remember to reinforce my tabletops. There we go. That's correct. Let's get going here, guys. Oh, I'm piling 3 and 4 together. Well, that's unfortunate. Here we go. Everybody get down. All right, guys. Welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful month. I took almost all of October off to work on other projects. And in fact, I don't have a ton of availability for the rest of the year, but it's bringing you new things. We're working on a podcast. I've got the newsletter out. A couple of other things are going on. There will be timestamps edited in after the broadcast, probably directly after the broadcast today. I'm using all romance decks. What the heck, why not? For November, I do use different decks for different things. I have a tendency to kind of program them. I go to the same decks over and over again for the same types of questions. Let's get started. Pile number 1 with your highly visible tabletop. And I finally went after them with like these, like just, so they could be seen from space type of thing. Let's get going here. What do I have for you today? Pile number 1. Remember, don't pick my piles by always pick 1, 2, or 3. It doesn't marry well with my particular reading style. Allow your third eye to open. See which one kind of comes out, stands out to you. That's the message you're most meant to receive. It is possible there will be more than one message. It's not likely, but if you feel called to more than one pile, please feel free. This is your fortune cookie card, pile number 1, and your angel answers card. The premise behind this is if you have a direct question that I have not answered by the end of the reading, hopefully this card will, and then the fortune cookie card is just a nice little surprise at the very end of it. All right, here we go. From the Wisdom Oracle, I have round and round. Well, you may feel like you're not making any progress in anything with not for you. Okay, not for you and round and round. Boy, October might have been a little frustrating for you. Let's keep going here. I have Keel Build Toucan. Take time out for fun. This is as important to anything, particularly in manifestation. Remember, and I keep telling this story because it's so true, and I should put up the pictures. I kept telling people as a joke that I wished I could move to the woods when it was time for me to move, but of course I couldn't do that, is what I kept saying. And of course I've ended up in a place where every single window looks out on trees in Southern California, which is not that normal. And it was simply something that I manifested. What we say matters, what we think about matters, what we concentrate matters. Take time out for fun. Remember, you want a balanced life. You want a life with joy, adventure, experiences. And it does mean making sure that you're not just single-minded. And when things aren't too fulfilling in a personal life, it can become really easy to get lost in work. And it's just important not to do so. We exist best in a state of balance. We manifest best from a state of balance as well. Divination. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. Here's the thing. There's this kind of It's not that you have lost any ground, but it looks like you've just been treading water in October, waiting for something to happen. Like the whole month you've been waiting for a shoe to drop or something. I have wisdom. Wisdom is also about not getting too caught up in the difficulties of the moment. Remember, we are meant to be challenged and we are meant to struggle. If you have had this, like, I can't make progress, I can't make progress, I push and nothing yields. Remember, like, the divine is working with you, and there can be many moving parts in anything. If something has not come to be yet, it may not be that you're not putting in enough effort, but rather that other things have to align first. And so the wisdom behind, like, I can't make progress in one area of my life is not to push yourself to exhaustion, but rather to make time for fun, in order to keep yourself in a state of balance and to know that everything has a season, everything has a time. And if you've been pushing like crazy and something hasn't manifested, that doesn't mean you need to try harder. It means you need to try less most of the time. All right, I have inspire others, be a light for other people. When other people are feeling low or as if they are overwhelmed, being encouraging, encourage hope in others. It's because that invites the energy into you as well, and it helps change your vibration. And then I have Will-O-the-Wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Yeah, this is something going on behind the scenes. And then I have from the Lantern Oracle, which usually points out the things that we're trying to heal. I have emotional energy. Emotions are messengers to be met with the appropriate attention, action, and gratitude. Hey, listen, even if you're processing and releasing grief, even if you're processing trauma, and we all have trauma. Sincerely, it is completely normal to have trauma. It's completely normal to be dealing with it well into your adult life as well. One of the things that brings us into a state of alignment is resolving our trauma to the best that we can, learning lessons that we can about it so that it can aid our power rather than holding us back. And so all emotions that come to you, even if it's not a positive one, around the full moon, most people will deal with an uptick in things like depression, anxiety. It's so we can release negative emotions. Don't judge the emotions you're having, simply process them. Let's get going for pile number one. Well, that was a plunk of cards. Let's see what came out. I have the Nine of Pentacles in the upright, independence, abundance, financial gain. This is the card of privilege as well. It is a solitary energy usually, or a self-sufficient energy. With the moon in the upright, that can be a Pisces card. It's also simply magical forces at work. Sometimes it's secrets. By the way, since you got the divination card, there's something you need to know. Like most readers, I cannot read for myself. And I can I even got to the point where nobody else could read for me. There's like two people who can read for me. And one of them's not very available very often. And I think it was to keep me from looking for every darn answer in the world. But I can't read particularly well for myself. I can identify energies, but I can't identify events. And that's true for most people who have intuition, who have the ability to discern. And there's a reason behind that. We're not meant to know everything we want to, but we're not meant to. We're meant to meet our challenges as they come to us so that we can believe in ourselves more, to believe in our own power more. And the reason I'm going into that is the moon card can be saying, listen, we're not telling you something you want to know. That's on purpose. You can ask as much as you want. You might get all kinds of different answers. Some things are about fate. I have the Eight of Swords in the upright, which is a card of doubt, sometimes feeling trapped. I have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, but apparently not this time. Hey, in the life path numbers, I'm a 3, which is a triple moon, which means that I can manifest and divine and all kinds of things. 8s are the number of natural witches. Basically, the magician is number, I think, 2 in life paths. Or no, I'm sorry, 1 in life path. And the natural witch is number 8. 8 is always featured over the magician in most of the tarot, and that is because it is one of the perpetual energy signs. You just got 8-8. That's an activation code. With the 3 of Pentacles in the upright, this is going to be interesting. Your dream world is going to be strange. Let's see. 10 of Cups in the upright. I have the 10 of Swords in reverse, 8-8, and then 10-10. 1 in the upright, 1 in reverse. What are download codes? If you are a light worker, a light warrior, if you come here to a darkening reality in order to add more light to it, which if you're in my collective, then you do. I have light workers, light warriors, healers, grid workers, the whole 9 yards. If you feel like you're from somewhere else, sometimes like you stand out and you don't fit in, it's because you're not meant to. You came here for a purpose, for a reason. All of these download codes are about basically energies you are achieving, things that are being brought to you. 10s are complete cycles. So 8, 8, and then 10, 10 is what we've got. 9 of Wands in the upright with the King of Cups in the upright. Interesting. Let's get going because November's looking kind of interesting. The Sun in reverse, the Tower in the upright. Oh, I knew that. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. 7 of Swords in the upright, 10 of Wands in reverse, 6 of Swords in the upright, King of Pentacles in the upright, Ace of Cups in reverse, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Magician in the upright, Hermit in reverse with Justice in the upright. Group number 1, what an interesting energy. Okay, so you have a Tower. Now, please keep in mind, the Tower it's not a very well understood card. Can it mean destruction and failure? And of course it can. But it also means divine intervention. It also means a surprise, a sudden change, things being cleared out of your path. There is a change around anxiety for you. It appears to be in your financial circumstances, and it looks like there's no effort that needs to go into it, but something is shifting and changing for you in November around your financial circumstances. You'll be much happier. That 10 of Cups is more emotional fulfillment, as is the King of Cups. In terms of working with others, I have good energy around collaborative efforts. I have the need you've taken a lot of time to learn your boundaries. You're going to get tested a whole bunch in November. Gatherings with families in November, perfectly normal in the US. It's a holiday month. There's this need to release trauma still. And like, I think that you're to the point of being like, my God, is it bottomless? It's a different type of trauma. It's a different type of trauma. Here's what likely happened to you, group number 1. An upsetting set of circumstances left you scrambling to try and restore your security. You felt very much alone in it. You have done all of this work. You really hit the ground running on it. You kept your shoulder to the wheel. Did you have stumbling moments? Of course, doesn't everybody? But for the most part, you just kept pushing on through to daylight. And that was traumatizing in its own way. And are we so fragile that we're traumatized by everything? Of course not. But remember, when you have to deny one set of feelings in order to get to a goal, that almost causes compounded feelings, repressed feelings, and trauma. You've got some things to release around that. So basically, it's very positive though, because it's all about the fears that you were able to overcome. Like you didn't have the luxury of being afraid. There was something that was urgent enough that you kind of just didn't have the luxury of being afraid. It does now occur to you that maybe you could have been, but no, you weren't. You just kept on pushing through. What's coming up in November in terms of jobs, though? Not a lot of strain in November. The loving woman, victim mentality, that is that anxiety energy, the why did this have to happen? And by the way, you're never being scolded when the words victim mentality are brought up, although I guess some people can use them in a scolding manner. I'm not. Sometimes truly, truly terrible things happen to people. And we can get stuck in that, dear God, that was horrible. What did I ever do to anybody? Energy. And it's normal and it's natural. Try to release it. Remember, everybody has catastrophes in their life. You may not know about them because people have a tendency to hide their pain, but you are not uniquely afflicted nor being picked on by the universe. It can feel that way. If you've been alone longer than you want to be as well, it is because apparently establishing your own independence was a very important part of finding your personal power with the Magician card, the Hermit in reverse, and then Justice in the upright. Now, the Justice card is the divine timing card. Virgo is the Hermit card, and then Libra is the Justice card. I don't think either of these have to do with astrological signs. I don't have any predominant energy around playing it safe and professional assistance. I think there's something you're meant to be branching out in, and you kind of don't want to. That round and round and not for you. I think that you tried really, 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 really hard on something and it kind of didn't yield to your will. And it's partially because there's simply more to your answer than that. Your answer is not in one thing as you're trying to achieve your life's purpose. It's in many things. You have greater gifts than other people. And so therefore you simply have more to do to fulfill the purpose that you chose. Deserving, and then family. I want one more, teacher. Woo. Okay. So the first half of the month, no, I'm not going to go with the full half. The first 10 days or so are about just finally dealing with and releasing, like the past. The past is just, it's no longer infringing on you, but it's still, you've been on your guard for so long. You've been on your guard for so long that you have a really hard time relaxing around anything. More is going to be asked you towards the end of the month. The beginning of the month is a little bit like, hey, paint by numbers. Things are just going the way they're supposed to. But a project is coming into you around the second week of November or so. You won't see a lot of yield at it at first. It's a slow builder. I do like the family and the teacher card here. Listen, I've got multiple cards here that suggest that emotional fulfillment is kind of yours for the taking. If you've been single for a little bit, this looks like a really, like you have very secure monetary energy and very sedate emotional energy in the beginning of the month. It really is almost like, you know, when people move away from a very busy city into like the country and they no longer hear the same amount of noise, and that can be almost more unnerving to them than the noise ever was. It's like that energy around you. Like you're having a hard time accepting that you don't need to be on your guard all the time. You're going to hear a very strange noise for a couple of seconds because my dog Oscar's going to scratch obsessively. So that's what that noise is. He's trying to dig through to the living room below. It's just starting to sink in on you that you don't, like, this is your life now. You're not fighting to resolve something. You're not fighting to fix something. You're building something again. And there is a really big change around like an opportunity. It's a good one. It will call on you to have more faith in yourself than you typically like to. And sometimes, Oscar scratching away, sometimes you can have all the faith in the world in you, but you don't have a lot of faith in the people around you any longer. Is it a good month for socializing? Yes. You're going to be a little more work focused in the back half of it than you are in the front. Like I said, the first part of the month, very paint by numbers. You're just kind of doing your thing, going through the motions almost, but like not in a bored way. Like it's almost like I said, you're getting to the point of understanding there's no longer an active threat to your security, to your safety, to your emotional well-being. And you're just trying to kind of like get the lay of the land, get used to the sounds in your new life type of thing. Coffin, natural endings abound. Take care with your health. Please pay attention to this. Like, as everybody knows, like I can be a workaholic, and I finally took some time off, and it was incredibly difficult for me. I kept trying to work, and I don't know why. I just have a really hard time not working sometimes. And what happens to me is I start to get sick. If I won't pay attention to it, they send me these like little minor maladies that are like, hey, your nose is running all the time. That's not normal. Quit doing that. Pay attention to your health. Take good care of your physical house. Don't wait until you're broken. Treat yourself like you are something to be kept in a thriving condition. I have lion. Harness the loyal and protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. Beginning is about resolution. The beginning of November is about resolution on the things that have passed. Whatever they were, it was enough furor, enough disruption that you've had a hard time saying, oh, these are smooth waters. This is safe. You're back in tranquil waters again. You think safety is temporary. It's not. You're being asked to, like, it's kind of what you do now. You're going to be expanding on it. Don't work yourself too much. Don't emotionally deplete yourself on it. Please remember, you have assistance. You do. Inspire others. There's work that you're going to be asked to do that is about being part of a greater whole. And it can be in the workplace that you're already in. Be yourself. The situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis of your personal power. Listen, the only thing I've got is I've got this person in your life who has caused you a lot of frustration. And they might be part of what you're trying to recover from. And like, you've always got like an ear out to figure out what like hideous, weird thing they're going to try and do next. It's not hideous or weird. Like you're not wrong. They're not gone, but it's you're going to be on your guard because it's going to feel like somebody who you view as, if not an enemy, somebody that you always have to keep a close eye on is going to attempt to do something that almost seems to benefit you. And it's going to confuse you because you know they're not trustworthy. Do they have their own agenda? Yeah, they have their own agenda. It can't hurt you. There's something about you that they want to maintain access, and I'm not sure what's going on there. Moose, wisdom. You've got 2 cards for wisdom. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, but keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. These download codes are about receiving ancestral knowledge. They're about receiving divine knowledge. They're about receiving the lessons that you have learned in previous lifetimes that are coming in to help you age your purpose. You're going to be guided towards things that are a little bit outside of your comfort zone. You're going to be challenged again past about the mid-month period. Because you're going to be very tempted to just like work yourself to the point that you drop dead. Please, please, please don't. You won't be allowed to. Remember that. Like they will do things to slow you down if they have to. So pay attention to your well-being. You were involved in something that was difficult for a while, and you kind of got away with pushing yourself way too much. That's not going to be the way you can live your whole life. Take a measured and balanced approach. More is coming to you. You'll be so much happier than you've been. Your tendency towards isolation your introversion is not something that needs to be fixed. Don't let people convince you that it is. Door to personal healing and happiness, broken heart, envy, deceit. That's that person, the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, angel of strength and happy family. So a couple minutes ago, remember I was saying that there's somebody who you're going to wonder what their game is here. This is a little bit past the 9th or the 10th. Puddles is now snoring to add to our ambiance. You're very protected. You don't need to worry about what they're up to. All right. It's somebody who's trying to, it's like they're going to want to mend a bridge or like extend an olive branch, but you know better than to trust them. That's appropriate, but you don't need to worry and you don't need to be afraid. This is not like round 2. Time. Embrace the dewdrops of life before they disappear in the morning sun. Yeah, that's hyper focus around work that you get sometimes. That deceitful figure and the envy, as your fortunes increase, and it's a little bit obvious to somebody who you view as a foe, And they're not doing anything to try and hurt you any longer. They were. And now it's almost like it's going to seem like they're trying to help you. And you're going to wonder what their game is. It's different than you think. It's different than you think. You can just relax. You can just relax around that. All right, I have Earth. Ask the element of Earth for grounding, stability, and strength in a time of chaos. That Tower card says there is a big change coming. You are going to need to guard your personal energy quite a bit. Do I have any work situations or anything that I need to weigh in on November? Energetic balance is something you're going to have to put some effort into maintaining. Make sure you don't work too much. You get tunnel vision around security. Something new is coming to you past about mid-month that will call upon you to expand in a way that you're not super comfortable with. Don't compensate for your discomfort by overwork. You have a former foe who is, like I said, it's almost like they're going to try and mend fences with you. And they're doing it in a way that you're right to suspect their motives. They never really have good motives. They're just not a very good person. But this isn't going to harm you in any way, shape, or form. And in fact, it took a few string pullings to be able to solidify something. Just accept it. Keep a wary eye out. Always keep a wary eye out for that person. Talisman. Spark. Spirit of place. An expansion of something that you do past, like I said, 9th through the 10th. You're not getting the patience cards here for once. You're going to feel very invigorated, but don't allow yourself to be drained. Don't remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And as for that, like former person coming in, you're in alignment and you're receiving all kinds of abundance and you're just so much happier. And it's like they want a piece of you, but this is the only way they can get it. And it'll feel like they're doing you a favor. And you're going to, like, you're really going to be like, where's the knife between my shoulder blades? There's no knife between your shoulder blades. They want something from you, but it's not, you don't need to worry as much as you're going to. Gardenia, listen to the divine whispers stirring in your heart. Hey, listen, the other thing is group number 1, please make sure you're getting, there's something hidden, like they're not going to tell me what that person's up to. And it has meaning to you. It just has meaning to you. It'll make you nervous that you've gotten the wisdom card over and over again. Remember, group number 1, you can trust that the divine is on your side here. This person from your past, they suspect something about you. And like, this isn't like, oh my God, somebody knows. It's just like they like to keep tabs on anyone who they think can be advantageous to them. And they realize that you can. And they are somebody you have beef with. And don't let that stop you from relaxing. They won't have power over what they're bringing to you after they do. You can relax. All right. Your angel answers card, group number 1, is listen to your intuition. You got the divination card as well. Remember, always ask for your answers. Always do grounding exercises before you interact with others. Please try shielding and grounding. I'm bad about that too. I have to get much better at it. And then I have future. You may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, great social fun awaits. I did see gatherings with family. I did see greater happiness. I didn't see traveling, but I did see you needing to expand in something that will call upon you to utilize skills that, like I said, you overcompensate and over work yourself trying to achieve sometimes. And you're being reminded, please don't do that. It's going to take a tiny bit of time, but a tiny bit. You're living in a much better balanced energy, and your former foe is going to try and be an ally. And it's okay if you let them. It's okay if you let them. Okay. So group number 1, that was your reading for November of 2021. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you again in December. I have a reading coming out, I think on Sunday, which is how to attract my soulmate. What do I need to heal to attract my divine partner? So be sure to look for that. Group number 2, we're moving on to your reading. Timestamps will be edited in after the broadcast. And let's get rid of the number 2. And I'm using all the romance decks this week. I'm not sure why, I just kind of felt like it. So this is the manga deck bringing us the predictive spread. I use different decks for different things. And your angel answers card is here. And this is your fortune cookie card. Remember, if you have a question that the reading doesn't answer, hopefully this card will help do so. And then I just like to save the fortune cookie card for last as well. Sometimes I forget and look at it first, and it always is, it's appropriate with the reading. Let's get a look at your oracle cards to see what group number 2 is facing in November of 2021. Truth be told, higher power. Purple swamp pen. Abandon unsympathetic environments for your true element. You're leaving something behind, huh? I have magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. These are not really fairies, they're spirits of air, but spirits of air are different than fairies. And people, when they talk about summoning fairies half the time, are working with spirits of air, which is good. Spirits, but real fairies can kick your butt. So be very, very careful, treat them with tremendous respect. And remember, they always expect something in return. Higher power, magical blessings. Truth be told, an abandoned, unsympathetic advice. There's a relationship I think you need to leave behind. Let's find out though. Wonders, good. Magical blessing and some wonders. I love where this is headed so far. Lead by example. Some of my readings, I focus on the cards, and some will have me in it. These will always, the monthlies will always have me in it. So will any active magic cards, and then active magic readings. And then also whenever I do a remote reading, I do it this way as well, because I connect better. I'm not sure why, I just do. All right, I have mindful groupthink. Yeah, your tribe is increasing quite a bit. All right, this is the Lantern Oracle. Trusting tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw it. I had a weird energy in the first pile that had to do with a deceitful person as well. So I guess November might be, well, we get tested. In our healing journey, we get tested. We get brought things to test whether or not our boundaries are really in place, whether or not our relationships are healthy, whether or not we can rise to the occasion on things. We are tested. This whole life is a great big university, basically. That's not all it is. It doesn't mean that everything is just going to be arduous, but it does mean that there is a lesson to be learned in absolutely everything. And it looks like November's month, it's going to be about trusting yourself. And that way, it doesn't matter if everybody around you is particularly trustworthy. If you rely on your own guidance, if you rely on your own answers, if you tap into your, again, higher power, you have the truth within you. And there are some untrustworthy people showing up. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. What's going on for November, group number 2, please? Can I get their predictive spread? Here we go. This is 1, and this is 2. And this is 3. I hope everybody had a really good October. It's almost Samhain. It's almost Halloween. I didn't do a reading this year for it. I said I had to take basically a couple of weeks off. And it was hard to convince me to do it too. So I actually took like 4 days off. Ace of Pentacles in the upright. Magician in the upright. Well, that's looking good. 5 of Pentacles in the upright. Anxiety, being left out in the cold, a feeling of abandonment. Yeah, my gosh, this is isolation. Three of Cups in reverse. With the Eight of Swords in the reverse, it's freedom. Queen of Swords in the upright. Page of Swords in the upright. Hanged Man in reverse. Don't worry, I won't just call out the cards. I will explain them. Page of Wands in the upright. I'm sorry, that sigh can't feel like it's an active month. It's just an active month, not in a bad way, just a lot's going on. Page of Wands, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. Something's happening quickly. Seven of Swords. Getting sick of that card, man. The Chariot in the upright. I have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse, Four of Wands in reverse, King of Cups in the upright, Death card in reverse, Six of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse, Ten of Swords in reverse, Three of Swords in reverse. Okay. Well, let's dispense with the not fantastic stuff right away. And not fantastic. So group number two, by the way, if you're happily paired up, this probably will not apply to you, but it might. Listen, there is a likely water sign, it might even be a Scorpio, who is just really interested in you. And you're going to have to reject them, is what it looks like. It's not reciprocal. It's like it doesn't go both ways. It's only coming from this person. And it looks like sometime in November, like they're going to shoot their shot, they're going to try and go for it. They're going to express something to you that is not, it's going to be a little bit of a test. It's going to be a little bit of a test for not taking responsibility for somebody else's romantic feelings for you. They do look romantic to me. It just, you're like going to squish somebody's heart a little bit. Why? It is part of, you learned a lesson from something with that already. Separately, I have new beginnings in multiple areas of your life. I've got someone who may be a traveler coming in with that Knight of Swords in the upright and then the Chariot in the upright. The Seven of Swords in the upright and the trusting trickster's energy. Be a little careful. Looks like someone who's coming to visit might not have told you the truth, but they want to now. Make it easy for them. Make it easy for them. Remember, most of what people do is not just about you. Like there's an entire framework around why somebody might have made a crappy decision. And unfortunately, this is what that's showing up as. Somebody made a decision that they regret, and they have an opportunity to see you again soon. And they kind of want to talk to you about it, but they're not really sure. Don't worry about this part. Just keep a macro view of it, not a micro. Don't just worry about the like, hey, that really hurt me. Try to see things from their perspective. There was zero malice in it, zero. And it's like they can tell something is the thing. They can tell that there's an opportunity with you that they would love to pursue. Does this have to be romantic? No, not necessarily. It could be business. There's something that they want to pursue with you, but they told you something other than the truth in the past, and it's a much bigger thing. And I don't mean the lie. I mean, a lot more went into that decision than you realize. Please don't take it too personally. It was meant like this was a very honorable thing, or at least they were trying to be. Let's keep going here. What else have I got going on? I've got the beginning of with a female friend, good conversations, developing a project, expanding on it. There's a new frontier type of energy around something for you where you're being asked to, again, just expand. That Magician's card, ever evolving. New supportive connections. What else do I have? Can I get more, please? Let's keep going. What else is going on for group number two? So you have multiple opportunities in November to rise to challenges that are tests about how much you've grown, how much you've learned. But we were just talking about with this person over here, the one who was not fully forthcoming about something, and they would very much like a chance to discuss that with you. Please don't react as if it was meant personally. It just genuinely wasn't. And they've been terrified to talk to you because of that. And just remember, like, even if they made a mistake, they were trying really hard to do the right thing, which is very important to you. New supportive connections, status quo, true love, optimism. This is decreased and it's not fitting. The only thing that I have that the rest of 2021 is very expansive for you. There's a new project potentially with somebody else, bouncing ideas off of them back and forth in a working environment that will lead to greater gain over the course of time. Be patient with that. The true love and optimism. Listen, I don't know if if you're paired up, then again, I guess we're just moving past the point that might be about you, but there's a bunch of solitude being left out in the cold cards over here. And you have somebody who, like, they want you to be their person. And it's just, it doesn't go both ways. And how you're going to handle that, I'm not sure. Try to do it with kindness. That person, you already know they're not really for you. And I think in the past, you felt very responsible for other people's feelings. You're not. You're genuinely not. And this trusting tricksters energy, I've got new beginnings in multiple areas of your life, including potentially romantically. Is that trickster person the likely candidate? I think so. I think so. But like I said, they did not. I don't know how to put it other than I think they just flat out lied, but they did it for what they thought were good reasons. Deceit. Fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, happy family, a man holding a coin. Yeah, okay. So I do think that there is an opportunity to understand somebody else's process, which is part of good and strong pairing, in a way that will allow for truth going forward. This person's not an inveterate liar. Like that's part of like what has held them back from talking to you, is like, telling somebody, well, technically I told you this giant flaming lie, but I won't do it again. It's like, oh yeah, that's a great basis for trust. Listen to their explanation. Listen to their explanation. You've already thought this part through already. Anyway, that's the person who you would like to explore more with. Not this person, unfortunately. Eagle, mastery. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. You have, this guy stayed behind, so I'm going to check him. Yeah. Butterfly, rebirth. You can reinvent yourself. Open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. November looks interesting to me, group number 2. It's not that it's as busy as you want it to be. There are multiple projects coming in. Your creative spark is there, like magical blessings and the magician here. Basically, remember, like, what we say matters, what we think matters, what we do matters. You're allowed to have negative thoughts and say negative things, by the way. The law of attraction isn't correct. It's just not. I've been doing magic for a while. It works. You can, like, we don't get to have a wish fulfillment life. We're here to learn things, and we don't learn much by having everything go our way. And so the law of attraction can appear to work at first, but obstacles will come along because they have to. So you can't deny negativity. We are meant to exist in a state of balance, which means dark and light. Do not deny your darker feelings. Examine them, understand them, heal them to the extent that you can, and know that they are not your enemy. They are your counterbalancing energy, and they're important. And I am going to go ahead and get a romance angel for this. I don't think I did for group number 1. Can I get a romance angel for group number 2? Because I've got that deception card all over the place. Ah, come on, let's go. Let's go. Who else wants in on this? I'm looking at the decks like they're going to be like, me. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Are they? A little bit. Like it's weird. I do have a strange relationship to my decks. All right, I have flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others, and then release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Release the past, know that there is something coming in the present. There's a decision for you to make in that particular area as well. This one-sided feeling thing from another person is the one that's making me go, oh, that's really going to put you through it. That's really going to put you through it. And the reason is, no, I don't think they react badly. I don't think they react badly. I think there's a possibility that someone thinks you're their soulmate and you're not. And they start, you're going to have to deal with it. You're just going to have to deal with it. Like you've been hoping it, you've known maybe for a little bit. And you've been hoping that maybe avoidance would win the day, and it's not going to. Coming to life, good. With Into the Unknown, multiple new projects for you, new ways to express yourself, and a friend that you're going to be working with. With Metamorphosis, things are indeed changing. Do I have any specifics around family, anything around conflict? Trusting Trickster's energy. I don't mind any of this. You spent a lot of time learning patience. You're going to be called upon, like, everything will take time. Everything will take time. You're planting seeds. You've been planting seeds for the last few months. In November, a couple of things are going to start to sprout, but remember, you love instantaneous big things. And it's not going to be like that. And it's partially because they're trying to ease you into the water, essentially. Wishes come true, rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. Well, I don't think it's all that rapid, but you have a lot. When I was just saying manifesting energy is all around you. Speak about your life, about your future, about what you see very positively. It's just going to be important. And I haven't done this one yet. So let's go. I'm doing 2 more Oracle decks, and I'll get to your Angel Answers card. I don't have a lot of conflict. I don't have a lot of problems with your family. I don't have any of the typical things that I look for usually in holiday months where it's like, oh no, Uncle Bart's going to throw up on the turkey. I don't have that. I don't have any of that type of things. What I have is a need to remember all of the lessons that you have been learning over the last year or so. Deal with this directly. Like you've been practicing avoidance. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this might not be your file. If you've been practicing avoidance in somebody that you know has developed feelings for you, and at first you kind of didn't know, it's like, well, do I not? And you've really come down on the side of no, I don't. Remember, there's a set of circumstances around that person that be kind, but be truthful. Don't give them hope. Oh God, coffin. It just came back. Natural endings abound. Take care with your health. I've gotten multiple reminders on that. And hey, you know what's wonderful is for a long time, I was picking up some weird variant of COVID in November. I'm not seeing it here, and I didn't see it in the first pile. And it turned out the financial difficulties had to do with the full moon in Aries, which I take it had a very strange economical energy around it that didn't reflect in the markets, thank God. And this is the exact same combination I got for the last group. And there's a lot of cards in this. I've got Lion, harness the loyal protective aura of the lion and charge ahead magnificently. Literally the exact same 2 cards. It's a little strange. let go of the past to make way for new beginnings in the future that will call upon you to view yourself in a way that you haven't before. Abundance and manifestation are just, they're carrying you through the rest of 2021. And is everything peaches and roses? No. Listen, we want this beautiful, unvaried, everything is perfect life. First of all, you'll lose any concept of it being perfect and it just becomes life very quickly. We need to trip and right ourselves and have things thrown in our path to test our progress, to test our abilities. It is never, ever, ever, ever a punishment. It is simply the nature of life. Life is a little bit perilous. It's meant to be. And we learn the most about ourselves with what we overcome. Blushing bride, your intentions and heart deserve to be known. Okay. Well, listen, group number 2, this is an interesting energy to me. You have very good messages available from your guides. If you take the time to tap in, make sure you ground like crazy. You have multiple situations that you have to deal with that have typically caused you a great deal of anxiety. There is the need to reject somebody because you simply are not on the same page with them. You like them, but they like you. And it can't happen. And you're fine with that. And you don't want to cause them pain. So there's been some avoidance. Direct is going to be the best route. Somebody coming in, I don't know if it's around Thanksgiving or not, has to tell you the truth about something that it's been a battle for them. Just remember, they weren't trying to hurt you. They just didn't know what the right thing to do was. And they're super aware that the way what they determined to do was so painful for you that they haven't even known what to say. They just didn't understand something. And they want to be in your life. They just want to be in your life. And they're pretty connected to you. So they know about that person who's shown up with the Scorpio card. There we go. Yeah, they don't want that ship to sail. All right, here we go. I have pregnancy. The birth of a child brings great blessings to you in the world. Remember, that's just new life, beginning new things. It doesn't have to be a literal child. I'm taking one more just in case. Ooh, daughter. The answer to your question involves your daughter. Now, listen, I get this card all the time when I'm doing just daily draws and things. It refers to one of my clients that I'm super, super close to, or a friend of mine who I've always I must have been her mom in a different life or something. And so it'll sometimes denote her. It doesn't have to be literal. Good group activities available to you. Your energy's feeling good. You're going to be a little bit tempted to deplete yourself. Lead by example. And then what else do I have here? Abandon unsympathetic environments for your true element. The past that you're being asked to release is something that you keep looking over your shoulder to see if it's gaining on you, and it's quite simply gone. All right, so group number 2, let's check your angel answers card. No. Whatever your answer, your question was, it's a very definitive no. And then I have reflection. Friendships in your life may come to an end. Others could blossom and become stronger. I swear to God, that fits with the listen, somebody's into you. And there's all kinds of reasons that no. But you've known it for a little bit and you're like, oh, well, maybe if I just ignore it, it'll go away. It will not go away. You are going to have to deal with it. Honesty is going to be the best path there. And then the whoever's coming in who wants to tell you the truth about something that they didn't in the first place, just hear them all the way out. Just hear them all the way out. All right. So group number 2, that was your reading for November of 2021. I look forward to seeing you again in December. Thanks so much for joining me. All right, let's get going. Group number 3. So on, I think it is Sunday, I have a how to attract my divine partner, how to attract my soulmate reading coming out. I don't do a lot of romance readings, so I'm making sure to announce that one. Don't forget to look for your astrological signs by the month. And again, don't forget to subscribe, please. It does help my channel. Timestamps will be edited in after the broadcast. And I'm moving on to file number 3. Here's your fortune cookie card. Here's your angel answers card. I save those until the last. I have why. With no place like home. Now that why energy is, we all get caught in it. We all get caught in it. When things go wrong, it's very hard not to take it personally. When it feels like you can't make progress on something, business, like divine timing, you just like, what did I do? It's very, very, very normal. There's always a reason. If you can get into the space of trusting that, things just go so much better. No place like home is a feeling of inclusion, loving the space that you're in. Remember that wherever you are absorbs your energy. If you are at a happy place, if you're viewing life positively, it's like everything around you soaks it up. You attract the energy that you're living in, and you can decide at any moment, I will focus on that which is good. Even if everything seems wrong, you're like, I'm going to find the one thing that smells good, looks good, has light bouncing off of it, tastes, whatever it is, finding the thing to turn your direction in a better flow. It helps. And you're no place like home. Even if you live in modest circumstances, create little vistas that, like, if your eye can catch them. I have all over my house, I have sight lines that it's like, oh, it's beautiful. Good color balance, blah, blah, blah. It makes me feel so much better. It's worth the time. It's worth the effort. By the way, cleaning helps anxiety so much. Get your house in order and everything else starts being in order as well. All right, I have Phoenix, creative change, realize your dreams. I haven't seen this guy before. Phoenix, creative change, realize your dreams. This is a bird messages oracle. And I have a ton of Phoenix cards, but I haven't seen this one before. It's a Phoenix in front of the Sphinx. Why? Trust that there were reasons. You weren't just being kicked around like a soccer ball. Hidden depths. Something hidden is about to come to light, perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. Release. We'll find out what that's about. It appears to be old energies. Like attracts like. I think I was just saying that. Magician's sword. Confidence in your magic. Yay. There's a really powerful energy in November. All right, and so this is Lantern Oracle. It's about the shadow work, the things that we need to do in order to come into balance, the trauma that we need to resolve in order to be in alignment. Radical self-acceptance. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. Hey, listen, you are enough as you are right now. We're all trying to improve, and it's okay to have things that you need to improve. Love you. Love you for the amount of effort that you put into everything, for your good heart, for your good intent, for the fact that you're trying to expand and living in the energy of love. You do not have to be perfect to be worthy. You are worthy just as you are. Believe that and you will achieve self-love. Self-love helps bring us everything that we need. When you love yourself, the people who will treat you properly are attracted to you because you treat you properly. When you love yourself, if you make a mistake, you look for the learning opportunity in it instead of berating yourself. And when you find the lesson and you learn it, you expand, you grow, you improve. And it's normal and it's healthy, and let the past go after you've learned the lessons. None of us gets a time machine, but we can always go forward in a better energy with greater wisdom if we're willing to learn the lessons that have been brought to us. Okay, let's get going. This is the manga deck bringing us your predicted spread. There we go. Let's get going for group number 3. I love this deck. I just really do. It's the traditional manga deck, almost no guidebook with it, but I just love the illustrations so much. Good shuffle on it, good card stock. That stuff's important. Hey, there's a link to my Amazon store in the description box down below with all the decks that I recommend and everything. I finally set that up too. King of Wands in the upright, that is a manifestation energy. The kings help manifest things, and the King of Wands is impulses that bring to things to fruition. I have it with the Six of Swords in the upright. Leaving difficult situations behind, tranquility, serenity, peace. These are all things that the Six of Swords can mean. 10 of Wands in reverse, with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, with the Two Cups in the upright, well, hallelujah. And then I have the Chariot in reverse. What's going on there? 5 of Swords in the upright, 3 of Cups in the upright, 9 of Cups in the upright, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, 3 of Wands in reverse, 4 of Cups in reverse. Reversals are not bad. Whenever I start putting down a bunch of cards and people are like, that's a lot of reversals. Reversals aren't bad. 4 Cups in reverse is a better card. The 5 of Swords happens to be in upright. I like to see it in reverse because it's the end of a conflict. Now, this can be defeat. I don't typically see it that way. It's about anger. It's about conflict. Temperance in the upright. Page of Wands in reverse. The Empress in the upright. Okay. The Sun in the upright. The Ace of Swords in the upright. 3 of Pentacles in the upright. Hanged Man in reverse, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Last couple, like the last week of the month or so is Deadsville for you. Like nothing's happening. You're going to see tumbleweeds blow past you, basically. The beginning of the month, I have, really? I have new beginnings with somebody. I have likely travel energy. I have you needing to make a choice around something that you're offered that has to do with work. Remember, it's okay to reject things if they're not quite right for you. You have somebody who's very admiring of what you do. I have this reunion energy. In the last part of November, hearing anything funny, it's puddles. You're a little bit guarded about it, and I'm not sure why. It could be a family member. I know I paused for kind of a long time. There's a reason. Oh, it's group number 3. I was like, why is this all this trauma and all this conflict? For whatever reason, group number 3 has a lot of trauma that they've been trying to process, and you're kind of on the other side of that. Like you're looking back at that stuff most of the time now. There's a figure from the past who will be part of your life in November. You're going to get a chance to see how much you've grown and how different you can be going forward. You have become very comfortable with the idea that everything is in flow and in flux, but you've almost gotten to the point of not believing that anything is permanent. Try to readjust that. There's room for both mindsets. Like you can want to have a particular home in a particular place and know that your career may continue to evolve and involve new things over and over again. It's you're an all or nothing type of person. Remember, different areas of your life can have different energies. And that's the only thing you're being asked to remember is you don't diversify your energy very well. It's in or out, one thing or the other. I'm either like really, really trying or I'm really, really slacking. Like you don't have different energies for different areas of your life. You're being asked to remember that there is variation in your energy and that it is appropriate to approach things based on what is going on in that particular. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is when you're not working, it's okay if you're like hanging out and you're in your pajamas, eating popcorn in bed or something. It doesn't mean that you are then going to become this, well, that's not as responsible as I normally am. Be a different version of yourself when the situation calls for it. Like, you can be silly and funny and romantic when you're dating. If you date, if you're happily paired up, this part of the message is not for you. But you can be silly and frivolous and goofy and less driven in your personal life. You need more varied energy. You need a different gear. And in November, you're being given that opportunity. It's partially because your work life is changing a lot over the next year. And you can already kind of tell, like, you're switching focuses a little bit, and you're going to become a person who has a lot of balls up in the air, and you've never liked that. You like to complete one thing, go on to the next, complete, go on to the next, complete, go on to the next. And like, you will drive yourself until such time as you're a little worn nub. There's going to be a lot up in the air a lot of the time, and you're going to have to learn how to relax and have fun and have your social life and have your potentially romantic life. There's too much bleed over from area to area in your life. You're very healed. You associate having done a bunch of work and everything being effort around healing. You've passed through that part of your life. You're into a more, you're not going to be under siege. You're not going to be under siege. All right, here we go. Status quo. Oh, true love. Friends and colleagues. Present power. A lot of these cards are a little bit like, this guy made an appearance in the first group, which can happen when I'm using the same decks. But true love, friends and colleagues, and present power. Now, is true love, is that absolutely going to be about connection? Not necessarily, but it can be. And I have this Two of Cups energy. And here's the thing. I've got a reunion energy as well. If you have been, like so many people in my collective have been, recovering from codependency, it's not permanent. You don't need to never have another human being. If you have been held in stasis, it's not because you're addicted to human beings and now you have to live in a solitary confinement. It is that you can recognize it now. There have been many false starts in your healing where you're like, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to do that. And then you'll have a resurgence, you'll get triggered. There's still more stuff to deal with. It's important after a diminishing relationship to take time by yourself in order to heal, to know your own power. It doesn't mean you can never have another relationship. And in fact, and again, this might not fit with everybody. Remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You have a potential new relationship with somebody who, boy, do they have a big story to tell you. Storm warning, woman holding a coin, envy, angel of balance, this chakra, Archangel Gabriel. Don't work yourself to death. Listen, this envy thing, I get this card kind of a lot. We don't ever think of ourselves when we're in the middle of our own difficulties. Like, all we see is the way our lives can be challenging and difficult and a strain. And from the exterior, people might perceive something different. Remember, like, other people might think you really have a life that they would envy, or what they can see of you, they envy. And something is coming along with that storm warning that is going to cause you to be the envy of more people. It could be a raise, it could be an increase in a multitude of things. And you're going to have to deal with more negativity from other people. And I think you've been in a place where, like, supportive sounds have been what you've heard. Remember, like, the negative sounds, the envy that you're going to be encountering is just another marker of success. Don't let it impact you. Take valid criticism, but don't take criticism to heart if you think it is coming from a place of resenting success. And a lot of the criticism that you will be encountering in November will have a basis in trying to knock you down a peg, is what the people doing it think they're doing. And they're not, and they're everything that they try to do to you, they're just doing to them. I have listening. This is the card that tells you that they've always been hearing you. They always have. Solitude, compass, moonlight. Apparently there are details around whatever this Two of Cups thing is that they're not going to tell me. I get that all the time. And the reason is we want more details than we're allowed to have. And in fact, the next card was details. And the moonlight details mean they're hiding the details around something that has to do with a pairing for you. And why is that? It's because you have likely accidentally thwarted your outcomes in the past by trying to live your life to them, trying to make them come into be, which can work sometimes, but almost never works with romantic pairings. You have a bunch of things starting in your personal life, and you're not going to get a ton of detail around it. Does that mean that you're going to kind of feel like you've been mugged by something in a good and pleasant way? Maybe. Is it for the month of November? It appears to be. Like I've got. Don't resent that part and don't try to find the answers in a bunch of different ways. If your guides are trying to tell you, hey, listen, we're not telling you that hidden depths, something hidden is about to come to light. You haven't been getting answers on something. And it's been very hard for you because it's you, the why energy. It was never to do anything other than turn your attention to something else that needed your focus. That solitude energy, I think your solitude is ending. If you're not single, this part of the message is not for you. But if you have been by yourself and wondering, when does this part end? Stop asking when and know it is, and just hang out and be peaceful, and it will be with you, I think, before the end of November, but before the end of the year. Okay. All right, let's keep going here to your angel answers card. Group number 3 is fun to read for you as always. And your angel answers is let go. Let go. And let go is not just releasing the past. Let go of the need to know the answers. Let go and accept that there is guidance. Let go and accept that there is flow. Let go and accept that you are not abandoned by some cruel force. Sometimes they can't tell you what you want to know because, frankly, one of the ways that you've dealt with anxiety is to try and get too many answers. And you can't spoil your own life like that. It's a little bit like cheating on a test. And it's okay to get some answers, but we want more answers than we should have. So let go. And then I have commitment. A commitment is indicated around love or business. It will make you feel better. All right, group number 3 is awesome to read for you. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. And I will see you in December. Take care and be well. All right, let's get going. For group number 4, I will be editing in the timestamps after the broadcast. Apparently using a goofy voice to say that. I don't know why. Why not? Or I finally I got out I'm going to carve this into the fabric of time because they were not being picked up on camera. All right, let's get going here with number 4's oracle cards. Remember, timestamps edited in after the broadcast. All right, angel answers card will be flipped over at the end of the reading. Where's your fortune cookie card? Where'd you go, dude? Ah, there you are. No, yes, no. You got a fortune cookie card. I'm positive you did. There you are. There. Okay. I'm like, wait a second, your fortune bugged out on us. Don't panic. It'll be fine. All right. I have make each day count. Enjoy your life. Don't look for the next problem. Don't be looking. Don't always have one ear out for what terrible thing's about to happen. Enjoy the here and now. I have Hootson, I think. It's a bird oracle, and many of these I have never seen before in my life. Flourish through maintaining tradition. If that is not a Thanksgiving type of card, I don't know what is. Traditions can be wonderful. Set your own, make your own. Like I said, I don't eat meat. I haven't in so long that I kind of forget what it would be like to. But I have my own Thanksgiving rituals. Here we go. I have caterpillar opportunity. Yay. It has looked like a really good month with Treasure Island. Hey, group number 4. Are we getting a new job here? Let's find out. Happy, happy. Group number 4. All right, presence of absence. This is your lantern oracle, your shadow work, which is just about releasing the past. Don't look at the past as if everything good is contained back there. Don't have regrets about the past. You can't change it, learn from it. Even if, sorry, my dog's now going to make disgusting noises because that's what she does. Presence of absence, hold what is absent in the presence of your love. Release that which is gone. Don't regret the past. Don't go over it over and over again. It is just live in the here and the now, look hopefully towards the future. Remember, don't have hope in just one thing, have hope in everything. And over again, people will tell me that like it hurts too much to hope. Hope is not a risk, and hope is essential to magic because hope is about belief. And if you want to manifest anything, you got to have hope. All right, here we go. Shine from within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within. It's time for you to shine. It's time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. Remember, what we look like is usually just a combination of genetics. It belongs as much to our parents as it does to us. We can be blessed with, who doesn't want to be attractive in a very looks-obsessed society, but who you really are is what people really react to. So be the person you would wish to encounter wherever you go, and you'll have a better experience. Courage. Defeat fear. Live in the energy of courage. Do not fear the future. Do not fear that you will not rise to the task. You always will. Treasure Island and bless, happy, happy though. I want to find out what's going on for group number 4. Let's go. Let's go. It's the Everyday Witch bringing us a predictive spread. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay, let's go. Toying with the idea of doing ASMR on TikTok because I like it so much and I find it very healing and it helps with anxiety a lot. And I've been thinking about doing that to see if maybe it would help people to have someplace to tune in at night to try and just kind of unwind. Here we go. I'm considering it. It's just one of the things I'm considering. Let's go for group number 4. Got a podcast in the works. I've done a newsletter. I have to expand on so many levels, man. Here we go. And 2. And 3. There we go. All right, let's see what we've got for group number 4. The Hanged Man. Ooh, the moon. Boy, I swear that's landed in this position exactly like in the first reading too. The moon is about things being hidden. Sometimes we don't get all the details that we want. Knight of Wands in reverse, 10 of Swords in the upright, Hierophant in the upright, Page of Pentacles in the upright, 6 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Wands in the upright. Boy, that's a perfectly balanced energy. I have the King of Swords in reverse. I have the Chariot in the upright. It's been in that position too. The 3 of Wands in reverse. This is weird. The Star in reverse. Knight of Swords in the upright. Strength in the upright. Page of Cups in the upright. 2 Cups in reverse. 2 of Wands in reverse. 5 of Cups in the upright. Okay. Oh. High Priestess in reverse, the Fool in the upright, 8 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so a little bit of bad news, just a little bit. It looks like there's something or somebody departing your life, and I don't think it's terrible energy. I just have an energy of loss around a connection. It's not going to be a shock to you. It really is not. It looks like it's been known in the past. The Hierophant can be hospitals, it can be government structures. It's a card for Tauruses and traditionalism and the patriarchy, quite frankly. This could be an energy of learning new things, having faith as you do so, relying on the structures available to you to expand. Do more chakra balancing. You are routinely out of energetic alignment. And you're not good about it. You're not. Like, you'll do it 1 or 2 days and then you're just like, okay, I'm fine. And then you'll forget about it. And then you go back and do it and you feel better again. Just have a routine around it. 2 or 3 times a week should be enough. Mainly focus on your root chakra. When you clear out your anxiety, your intuition is much more on point. There's a potential for travel in November for you. It looks like it goes well. Delays. There are some delays on things. I have a friend who is, maybe it's a likely fire sign, could be a Leo. You're hearing from somebody who has just this charisma. And again, like, there's all this energy around new beginnings after somebody else departs. It's not a shock, and I don't have heartbreak here. I just have, you're very philosophical about it. You're very philosophical about it. Allow yourself to receive more. Don't start shutting down over loss. Have courage. Remember, other people do not represent peril. Let's get some enchanted map cards here. What have I got for, how's work? A little bit. Don't exhaust yourself in the first couple of weeks. There's too much on your plate. There almost always is. And you have a tendency to take on things that you shouldn't because you feel like you should. Like, when you know something needs to be done, you have a false sense of urgency on the timeline sometimes, and you're very, very responsible. Magical map shifter is somebody new coming in, who changes your reality. I've got that as your fire sign person. It is a person, though. It is a person. I have Page of Cups, I have the Page of Pentacles, likely male. Compass, moonlight, over and over and over again. Something's not, details. Why would you be allowed to get a reading and then have an area of your life where it's like, yeah, no, we're not going to tell you that. Please stop looking. Because if you have strong manifesting abilities, and I do, I keep telling this story about how it looks like I live in a forest, even though I live in Southern California, because when I was moving, I kept telling people if I could, I'd move to the middle of a forest, and I really meant it. And I've shown friends this, like, every single one of my windows, it looks like I live in Washington State if you look out of every single one of my windows. It is the freakiest thing. And I did not get the townhome I thought I was going to here, so I didn't even know about it when I rented the place. I looked and tried to find all kinds of answers on that, and I couldn't. Before I was moving, I'm like, where am I moving? Where am I moving? Half of my friends are psychics. You really would have thought that I would have been able to come up with an answer. I couldn't. It was part of my purpose and part of my path to find those answers every now and then. And if you're coming into alignment, you're in alignment, more comes to you, divine partnerships. And that doesn't have to be romantic, but you have something coming in, and you're not going to get a ton of details on it. And if you're somebody who can read, or you also know a bunch of readers, listen, all you'll get is, like, you won't get the accurate details. If they decide, no, information access denied, it's part of your path, there's not a lot you can do, and don't resent it. It's because it's part of your path. Fateful occurrences, they don't give you details on. They don't. Because it's fate. Minor arcana is our energies that we can change with our choices. Major arcana are fateful forces at work. And there's not like anything disruptive or terrifying here, but there's something that, like, there's a lot of major arcana on this scene. All right, I have Swan, Grace, you who glides across the water of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace, inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Remind yourself constantly to be peaceful. Be peaceful, you can figure this out. Invite peace from the universe into your heart, into your mind, into your body, into your soul. Remember that you are guided, you are protected, that there truly is something beyond this life that does interact with us. And listen, I have friends who are atheists and everything, and do they kind of laugh at what I do? Sure, I guess. I don't care. And like, I'm not at variance with them. Like, everybody's belief systems are right for them. And you can still have a relationship to your divine self, even if you're not like, hey, I absolutely believe in angels and spirit guides and the divine. And I very clearly do believe in all of that. And I have a lot of reasons to. But if you're not, there are still ways to interact with the energy around you in a purposeful way. And remember, you are right for who you are. And it is possible we are all here to have a different experience. My answers aren't meant to be yours, and yours aren't meant to be mine. But there are answers available to us. I have Dragon's Lair. Okay, let's get more on that because that's peril. Solitude. This card has been all over me this entire reading and all week. Not sure why. Peril in silence and solitude. Let's go. The Dragon's Lair is, perilous waters ahead, but I have nothing here to support that. Just treading carefully. I want to get some energy, magic prayer. Commitment. Okay. Some fateful stuff at work for you that I'm not going to get any details on, and I apologize, but I do have details on some other things. There is a procedure that you need to get everything, like check every box, check it twice. It's a bunch of form filling in type stuff as well. It yields really well over the course of time. For my students coming up into break, wow, it looks awesome. I do have a person who needs to leave your life, but you've known that for a little bit. There is something new almost immediately. Don't shut yourself down or shut off. You're being reminded to not isolate too much. You brood, and it's okay. You're introspective, and it just takes on a life of its own sometimes when you're stressed. Boy, I don't think you're traveling anywhere. You might have somebody coming to visit. Don't let it deplete you entirely. Take good care of yourself as well. We're going to get some magical messages from Fairies Oracle. I love that Treasure Island. Children, your connection with children is part of your life's purpose. Now, remember, that can be inner child work, that can be literal children. Whenever I get this card, I'm kind of like, I don't even work with kids. And then when little kids like me, like slightly older kids, like between like 9 and 14, it just registers with them. That is kind of weird, huh? Little kids love me because, I do something that is fanciful and wonderful and magical. And older kids like me as well, because I didn't conform very much in a lot of ways. But what I'm talking about with this is it can be literal children. It can be connecting with the part of yourself that likes to play. It can be being around your family and allowing yourself to feel part of a whole again. I actually don't have that, which is interesting because, it has to do with, in the United States, Thanksgiving is at the end of November. And I don't have a lot around that right now. Admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is you truly desire. I'm begging you, talk about what you want. Like even to yourself out loud. I don't care. While your affirmations are so important. And you do not have to speak as if everything is happening right now. I don't know who made this crap up sometimes. I've been doing magic for a while. Is it really crap? No. I mean, it's just not necessary. You do not have to abandon all tense in order to have things manifest because the universe doesn't understand time. The universe understands time. We don't. We do not understand the structure of time. You can say something is coming to me rather than something is here with me now, and it will not mean that it's perpetually not here. You're at a fixed point with your consciousness, and the universe does understand that part, okay? But please talk to yourself about like, I am powerful, I am good, I'm compassionate, I live in the energy of joy, I look with an eye to see beauty. Say these things, program yourself, write your narrative. All right, what else do I want here? Did I already check you out? I want you. I don't think I've gotten these yet. Can I get some energy cards for group number 4? By the time I get to group number 4, it's like everything starts to blend together because I've been reading for close to 2 hours. Here we got 1 and 2 and 3. Let's go for group number 4. And we'll see who's making an appearance here. Anxiety. Door to personal healing and happiness. Broken heart. Yeah, that's the healer of the ages. Walking away. A man holding a heart. There's just a challenge to somebody's health. None of this is a shock to you. There's something you've been very anxious about in your personal life, wondering what the answer is. It's coming to you very soon. And it is not going to make you sad. It's not. It's just not. It is a bit of a definition around something, but it's not imminent. And it will give you peace and allow you to come to a place of acceptance, but don't allow it to cause you to shut down. And like, does that sound very dire? I don't mean it to. I really don't mean it to. There is fidelity on something, like there's an answer on something. It's a health thing. It's a health thing. But I don't have any of the dire cards with it. Just, okay, I guess I'm just going to say this. There's like a 5-year prognosis on something. So it's not imminent, but like, it's also like, oh, well, I would have liked better. But the person involved is very philosophical. Unity. A time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. Mountain, know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious. Don't overwork yourself again. You have a tendency to turn towards work, trying to give you a sense of control, giving you a sense of control. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. Our safety is an illusion. And it's an important one, don't get me wrong. Like, please prepare for the future and everything, but don't be slave to it. And remember, every carefully laid plan for your safety and your security can be changed in a moment's notice. Don't overinvest in it. Don't fritter your life away trying to be responsible. Okay. I have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, and wedding. The situation involves marriage. Listen, it's funny. I kind of don't have a romantic pairing here. It is possible that married friends are coming to visit. Like I said, I've got somebody coming in, and don't allow them to deplete you. Like when they offer to pitch in, let them. Yeah. And you're not great about that. I'm going to get one more card, then I'm going to move on to your fortune cookie cards and your angel answers card. Good traveling energy. That is not surprising to me at all. Travel with the Knight of Swords, travel with the Six of Wands, travel with the Chariot as well. All in exterior positions. I don't have you going anywhere, but I have incoming, which is good. And like I said, you get an answer on something that is, it strikes a balance between sad and joyful. It's something you can work with. Tree of life, true wisdom in making good choices in life. All right, let's go and get your angel answers card. Is you got yes, whatever you were asking about, yes, affirmative, yes. And then luck, a sudden change of luck is likely. Things are working in your favor. Excellent time for networking. It's almost like there's a grant or something that can be applied for that changes great many things. Okay. All right. So group number 4, that was your reading for November of 2021. I look forward to seeing you in December. If you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. I have vaguely limited availability for a little while, and people have been running into that. I promise I get to everybody as soon as I can. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. Take care, be well, enjoy November. Remember, I've got a pick a card coming out for how do I attract, what do I need to heal to attract my divine partner? What do I need to heal to attract my soulmate? I'm not necessarily sure that my collective is going to need it after this very, very interesting energy of there was a lot around and increased socially and potentially romantically in a couple of piles as well. Take care. Be well. I will see you in December.